Hey, welcome back to the World of Procurement podcast. And I think it's super important that we talk about the rise in interest rate in the UK. We've just seen today, it's Thursday, 3rd of November, when I'm recording this, that the Prime Minister or the Chancellor, the government have announced a 0.75% increase in the interest rate. So it's gone from a base rate of 2.25% to 3%. And straight away, of course, everyone's worrying about debt, things like that. And yeah, very much a concern in the UK at the moment. And with this comes a whole raft of other issues around the economy, right? House prices kind of stagnating or dipping, which is never good, never a good indication of growth. We've already got extreme challenges with the energy bills. And in the UK, prices have soared, and we've got them kind of fixed at a higher rate than what we were already paying until April. And then I think, in short, April is fair game in terms of the prices going through the roof. And the Bank of England, which is the UK's central bank, has warned that UK faces tough 2 years. So we've got a 2-year prediction here for the longest recession since records began. And they believe that the economy entered a challenging downturn this summer. So effectively they're saying we are in a recession. We've been in one for some months already, and it will continue next year and into the first half of 2024, which would be a very pivotal moment for businesses in particular, and also society, because it's the year of a general election. So it could be, I don't know what's going on in UK politics at the moment. But all of this is to set context here, because the context is in procurement, we have fundamentally a whole raft of different sized suppliers. And whenever the macro events of the world start to happen like this, so when we get recessions, when we get economic downturn, when we get interest rates going up, there's always opportunity, right? And there's always there's opportunity that's good and there's opportunity that's bad. So companies survive or they die out. And I have a feeling that many of us who are in procurement will have specific suppliers that will not, for some reason, survive this downturn. And I just want to raise this on this platform to enable you to go out and find these weakening suppliers. And what comes to mind instantly, and what I would be doing, is that I would be doing a health check very frequently of every single supplier, regardless of size, criticality. And maybe I'll caveat that slightly to say that if I've got some very low critical suppliers that I know we've got a whole bunch that we could go out to, maybe I'm not so fussed about those. And I would definitely start with my most critical suppliers. And this health check would be looking at things like their financial stability, their ability to take on debt, or how much debt they've taken on, how much credit they could potentially get if they needed to, and in short, just their credit health, their credit score. And I would be taking this data, working with my finance teams to ascertain whether we're in a sticky situation with any one of our suppliers. And this is why I partly joined Gatekeeper, right, back in June this year to come work with them, because one of their products within their overall amazing contract and vendor platform is a third-party risk management solution that enables these finance checks to just happen in real time, continuously monitoring all of the vendors and suppliers that I have or had, right, when I was a customer of them. And this is what I would be doing, where I said I would be doing a health check. If I had to do it manually, I definitely would do my best to do it manually. But if I could utilize tech here to very quickly check all of my suppliers and ascertain their financial health, and then build in some sort of risk mitigation process. So if their financial score dropped below a set number or a set rating, maybe you've got numbers or ratings depending on how the tech utilizes this data, then I would certainly build that in, have it running all the time, and it would take a lot of pressure off myself, and we could really start focusing in on the suppliers that we get those downward trends on their financial health, we can start working on those to try and firstly bolster that relationship. Perhaps we need to release funds earlier to help them to make sure they've got good cash flow. But that's only going to work if they do it across multiple different customers and things like that. So I'm very conscious that that isn't always the perfect way to do this. But perhaps, just perhaps, we need to start finding more suppliers to build up our resilience. And I appreciate I'm talking about this in an isolated way, focus on the UK economy, UK market. But this isn't going to just be UK focused, right? Like, the UK is one of the biggest economies in the world. Any impact of what is going on here will be felt worldwide in some way. And I think it's just something that we all need to be on top of right now. So yeah, that's kind of it. I kind of like doing these real-time thoughts, and I'm not saying I'm an expert in any way or on any of this. I'm not consulting you in any way, but if you get any sort of insights or thoughts or it gets you thinking about this, then hey, that's all I'm trying to do here, my friends. So yeah, that's it for this week's of this day's World of Procurement episode here on YouTube or the podcast or wherever you're listening to it. And I think you should definitely go though and check out some of the other content that I've been producing. I think it would certainly help you in whatever scenario you're in, whether you're quite far along on your digital procurement journey or you're just getting started out in procurement as a career. There's something for you. So thanks again, my friends, for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.